All right. Hey, welcome to the first episode of the Under the Chin podcast. I'm your host, Josh Derrick, here with a friend of a friend and a friend of a friend of a friend,
Damn
who
right.
over the next few weeks will all become friends. I have met Abe in person, what, twice? I think it was
About
I think two times, and Abe introduced me to Hector on Instagram. I told him that I wanted to start up a MMA UFC podcast, and he said he knows the perfect guy to join along. So, guys, introduce yourselves.
I'll let Hector go first, and I'll go ahead and follow.
Everybody, I'm Hector. I'm good friends with Abe, and he's been talking a lot of good things about Josh. So I think it's a perfect chemistry to create something significant, right? And what else? What else can we talk about? But besides the sport that we love.
Right, baby.
That's right.
UFC. UFC. We came prepared, man. I'm Abe. I met Josh a few years back, man, and we clicked immediately. UFC has been a thing that I've been following since about 2009, and just, man, excited to be here. And hopefully this grows and we can reach a new audience.
Yeah, I found out that I love talking about MMA online a few weeks ago. My buddy who has a wrestling NCAA wrestling channel, check it out, True Tan Wrestling on YouTube. He wanted to start up a wrestling and UFC podcast. We did about 6 episodes, but his schedule started conflicting and we could no longer do it. So I said, I got to start something new. I enjoyed that so much that I needed an outlet to talk about the sport that I love so much. And Abe was the first guy that came to mind. I thought, we've basically been UFC pen pals for the past few years,
Yeah,
just
dude.
sending stuff back and forth on Instagram talking about it. So here we are. So let's kick it off. Let's jump into it right away. UFC 310 is this Saturday with Alessandro Pantoja versus Kai Asakura for the flyweight belt. And the co-main event seems to be what everybody is excited about: Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Gary. Guys, who do you got in the co-main and the main, and why is that your opinion?
I'll go first, man. Dude, Pantoja is has been tested, man. Obviously, went plenty of rounds with Brandon Moreno, and it's kind of tough to ever go against him. Obviously, he's been tested to UFC standards. He's fought champions. Asakura is obviously a newcomer, but he's been a beast fighting in his previous promotion. So that'd be cool to see. I think Pantoja's got it. I think the level of competition of the UFC surpasses any other organization around the world. Pantoja's going to take it, and yeah, I'll let Hector make his pick.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go with Kai.
All right.
I
All
think
right.
he's gonna catch him coming in with one of those nasty knees to the body that we have seen plenty from this guy Kai. And I don't know, I just like the guy. I just love an underdog. That's me, man. That's why I'm not too successful in betting.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave that up a couple of years ago. Now I just make picks on verdict, that's free. And you
Yeah.
still get the bragging rights. So, yeah, that's what I'm in it for. Yeah, for the main event, it's like you said, it's hard to go against Pantoja. He's been in there with Royval, Moreno, Kai Kara France. He's been in there with the names of the division, the top dogs. But that's what's exciting about this matchup. I mean, you have a guy coming in who is one of the highly touted guys out of the other promotions that aren't the UFC. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. I find it hard to go against Pantoja. If I'm making a pick, I'm going to go with Pantoja, but would not mind seeing a newcomer usher in a new reign in the UFC. And I'm really excited to see Royval go against the winner of that, because you have to imagine that's going to be the guy who is next to fight the winner of this matchup. What do you guys think of Brandon Royval?
I think Raw Dog's the man, dude.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what fight I watched. It was at a Buffalo Wild Wings, maybe like it had to have been like 3 years ago, and I was like, dude, this guy's a beast.
Hmm.
It's just so quick, man. He's so quick, and at that weight class, you have to be obviously. But him versus the newcomer with Asakura would be a banger, dude. A
Yes.
Oh
banger.
yeah, oh yeah. Also, similar like the body type. They're all long and tall and skinny, really fast. Strong guys. And I haven't seen the new guy, Kai, being tested in the grappling department that much. But I mean, I saw a video of him defending all of fucking what's his name? The champion, bantamweight champion,
Oh, Marab.
Right.
Marab. I have seen him defending all Marab's shots, so
I mean,
probably he's good.
yeah, that's some good competition. I had the pleasure of meeting Brandon Royval in Vegas. He was the
Dude.
coolest fighter there. I gotta say, I've said this before. I've said this on the Pins and Punches podcast with Tanner, True Tan Wrestling. I said I met Marvin Vittori. He was hungover. He did not want to be there. You could tell me, hey, it was cool to meet him, but he was absolutely hungover. But Royval, you could tell he wanted to be there. He wanted to connect with the fans. He really enjoyed it. We had a good little conversation, and ever since, I mean, I was already a fan of him, but ever since that day, every fight that he's in, I want to see him win. So, but it's one of those divisions where every guy, he has the ability to be a fan. There aren't many heels, or a fan favorite rather. There aren't many heels in the flyweight division. So, which I think they could use. I mean, that would really spice up that division. So the next wave of guys coming up, I know that not saying that he would be a heel, but somebody that I think could spice up the rankings after a few fights is that Loner Kavanaugh. Who got that? He got a decision victory on what was it? Was that UFC 309? Was that the John Jones card? I think he was like the first fight or something. But he got a incredible
Right.
knockout on Dana White's Contender Series, and that's what really set the stage. While it did go
Did,
to a decision in his fight, he has that power that could really spice up that division. What do you guys have a flyweight contender right now? Maybe he's outside the rankings, maybe he's lower ranked that you're excited to see.
Dude, I'm a Royval guy, man.
Hmm.
I want to see him be champion, so I'm all for him. And dude, honestly, who did he fight last, dude? He just fought
Oh,
the guy
oh, it
who
was
last.
Albazi, Amir
There
Albazi.
you go,
Oh wait,
dude.
no, wait, was that Moreno?
no, that was
No,
Moreno. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Moreno did that. Yeah, yeah.
Who did
So it
Royval
was
fight?
Royval, dude. He just it was a contender too, man. It was
Because
in
he
Vegas
he
fight
knocked
night.
out he knocked out that guy that just got cut, that Mateusz Nicolau.
Yeah, Brazilian guy. Yeah.
But then I think he fought somebody else after Nicolau, but I can't remember who it was.
It's all good, man. I'm not at work, dude. I can use my phone. Hold on,
Royval,
Royval.
we're talking about Royval, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just fought.
Yeah, the Japanese guy. He beat him.
Oh,
It was
oh, oh,
it was
yes,
such a great
yes,
fight, man. It was
Yeah,
such a great
yes.
fight. I watched that
Oh
one.
my God. Well,
Man,
uh,
I'm really bad at
Tatsuro
Tyra.
names.
Taira.
Yeah,
Tatsuro
Tatsu
Yeah,
Taira.
yeah,
Tyra.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
dude.
great fight.
Bro,
Dude,
that
Can't
was
believe
a
I
great
yeah,
forgot about that
fight,
fight. That was
man.
one of the coolest flyweight fights
Yeah,
ever. And it
dude.
was it was
yeah.
really evenly matched. I mean, I thought
Right.
Royval won 3 out of the 5 rounds. I think Tyra had I forget exactly which rounds, but I remember thinking that he won 2 of those
Dude,
rounds.
Royval was the underdog going into that fight.
Yeah, that was wild. I mean, I
The
guess it's
dude, yeah,
because
he came
Tatsuro's
in with hype.
undefeated record.
He
Yeah.
came in with hype. And that just Royval outstruck Tyra 124 to 42, man.
God
So
damn. I didn't even
yeah,
know
dude,
that.
dude,
Yeah, but it looked like a completely different fight when they hit the ground, bro. Like
Mm,
this Japanese guy,
he was
Taturo.
just he was just holding him though. That's the thing is like I don't know, man. I
Yeah, I
want
mean
to see activity.
he was trying to he was not punching or anything, but he was trying to submit him. But good luck. I mean, Royval has a great fucking ground game too.
Yep,
hmm.
Royval tried 3 submissions on him. He had 3 takedowns on him. Obviously, Tyra had 6 takedowns, but still, I'm all for Raw Dog Royval as the champion.
How about you, Hector? Who's your flyweight guy?
Uh, I'll say something right now, and before saying who's my guy, but I would love to see Moreno versus Royval at 3, and the winner gets the championship fight.
I wouldn't mind seeing that
I
either.
like that. I like that.
Yeah,
I
because
think I think we're go ahead.
we saw Moreno, like I think he was not like in the mood when he fought in Mexico City against Royval. I think he was just not hungry. He was not there, because he was the champion. And then all the pressure on him because he was fighting in Mexico. But I think he came back stronger than ever and beating a really good guy in El Basi. I think I think that's a fight to make,
Hmm.
honestly.
I mean, I'm all game for it.
Yeah.
I think Brandon. Ah, man, dude, Brandon was so hot, dude, and then he got beat in Mexico, and it all just went down from there. And
Yeah.
I think he's still got a lot to prove.
Hmm.
Um, but I think he's on his way back. I hope this is not the start of the end of Brandon Moreno.
Right,
I don't
right.
think so. He's young. I mean, how old is he? Like 31?
Something like that. I don't know
Yeah,
his
he's
exact
hitting his
Yeah,
age.
prime. Yeah, he's
yeah,
hitting his
he's
prime.
still young, man. But he's already been a champion. He's been through literally the ringer. So I mean, you look at a lot of
Yeah.
guys, they start off like that, man, and they work their way to the top, and they're just like, all right, well, I already succeeded and did this and achieved my dream, and I'm done. I'm done taking this damage. Because he gets in these barn burner
Yeah.
fights, man, and it's a different story. Obviously, I've never been hit like that, so
Yeah.
I can't speak for him.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, and as he lives in Mexico. He doesn't look like a guy who spends a shitload of money, right?
Yeah,
He looks like a very modest guy. So yeah, I mean,
Spends a lot of
yeah,
money on Legos.
yep,
uh,
yep.
They're not
Big Lego
cheap.
guy.
oh man,
So who,
I stopped spending when I step on one.
yeah. So who do you guys got for the co-main? We got Shavkat Rachmanov, 18-0, 18 finishes. Ian Gary, I believe 15-0. He's looked,
Yeah,
not as, I don't want to say not as impressive, but, Shavkat wins definitively.
100%.
Whereas Ian Gary, I mean, he started out hot. In his UFC debut, he fought Jordan Williams and knocked him out clean. But then in these last few fights, it's looking like a tougher test. And I mean, naturally, he's climbing up the rankings. It's going to get tougher, but he's not winning as convincingly as Shavkat. Do you guys think that Ian Gary's striking is going to outdo Shavkat, or do you think Shavkat's going to put him out early?
I think Shavkat wins, man. Dude, I had high hopes for Gary
Hmm.
after his start, and then I watched the fight with him and Michael Venom Page,
Yeah.
and I said, "What am I watching?" I was like, "Dude, come on, man. This is a contender right here."
Hmm.
Granted, obviously he's still young, and now he's training with Charles out in Brazil
Hmm.
with Shoot Box. So it's really it'll be really interesting to see his progression. But I just don't see him taking down Shavkat, man. This is
Hmm.
a different beast,
Yeah.
a different beast at 170, dude. I mean, I am thinking of everybody at 170, and I don't know who can challenge Shavkat. I don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the title eliminator, so it's like really the guy who wins this is going to be fighting Bilal, and I don't see Bilal. I mean, I don't want to sound like just a Bilal hater, but I really do not see him beating either Shavkat or Ian Gary. I think Ian Gary outstrikes him, and I think Shavkat submits him pretty easily. But that's neither here nor there. Hector, who do you got in the Shavkat versus Gary fight?
Guys, I will never ever doubt Gary.
Oh,
All right, we got two
underdogs.
differing opinions
Two
on both the main and the
underdogs,
Yeah,
co-main.
two
and
underdogs.
I that's my parlay right there. So
Okay,
yeah,
we going with the
Okay,
two-legger. We're
yeah.
going with
I think he's gonna outstrike him. To be honest, I don't think he's gonna Shopguy's gonna be able to get a hold of him, and I think he's gonna pick him apart from the outside, the kicks and the and honestly, guys, I don't think he's that far behind, like in the grappling department.
mm,
Honestly, especially now that he's training with your guy Charles. I mean, what else do
the
you need,
Bronx.
bro? What else do you need?
Hey, the
Those
Bronx
are
is the
the
goat.
credentials. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
I got Gary, bro. I got Gary. TKO.
I'll start it out with this. When Ian Gary was before he made his debut, there was a lot of talk about him, undefeated Irish prospect getting signed to the UFC, and I'm half Irish, so I try to identify with those guys. So when I see this guy, undefeated Irish guy, I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be my guy. Like I'm here for it. and then he gets that impressive win over Jordan Williams, and he keeps winning, he keeps winning. Then you have the antics, then you have the whole narrative about him and what the MMA guru brought to light about his wife. And hey, I'm not saying I agree with any of that kind of stuff, but what that did was his reaction to it, especially initially,
Yeah.
it kind of brought it down a little bit for me. I still like him. I want to see. I'll give my pick now. I think Shavkat Rachmanov's going to win, but I would not mind seeing Ian Gary win. I like him still, but I think that dropped his appeal
Aura.
a lot in the public eye, and the only way you're gonna reverse that is if you beat the boogeyman of the division and then you
Yeah.
beat the champion and get the belt. Once that happens, I mean, you're the
In a
champion.
dominant fashion. In a
Right,
dominant fashion, though.
right,
Don't go
right.
hugging
Yeah.
his leg for the whole fight and then expect to, be like, oh, I'm the goat. And like when he beat
Right,
Michael Page, it's just like one of those where he was just talking. And I was like, dude, this didn't really prove anything.
right.
Like MVP fought, I don't know, he didn't fight like his usual self. Obviously, Gary is not just anybody.
Mhm.
It's just
And
it's just the grappling, bro.
yeah,
He's been training in Brazil with these killers. I
yeah,
mean, if he knows he has the edge on the grappling with the hands down the best striker in the UFC and MVP, why would you choose to strike with the guy?
Mhm.
yeah.
Take him down.
All I'm
Hold
saying
him.
is,
A win is a win.
yeah, you're right, you're right.
Right.
But it's got to be in a good fashion. Because look at another guy fighting on his card, Aljo. People hate
Right.
watching Aljo fight because all he does is try to hug and go for the grappling. Obviously,
Mhm.
wrestling is his thing, but
Nah, honestly,
obviously,
they hate him because of the way he won the championship, bro.
well, that too. That I
That
mean,
was that was
that too.
So,
I
But it's
fucking
like,
cringe every time I see that, bro.
yeah, well, I mean, it was a great acting, yeah, great acting. But you got to remember, people want to see action.
mhm.
Look at for
Yeah.
so long, dude. People didn't give Usman his like flowers. They're like, dude, this guy's boring to watch. And I was one of those guys. I said, man, this guy just we need a champ, at 170 that's going to bring the fireworks. And when him and Colby had those great fights, it was just like, it was one of those, man, where you're just like, okay, you got to appreciate this because he stood there and banged him. He took him down. He allegedly broke his jaw, which to this day, I don't know if it happened. I don't think it happened. But yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I think Shavkat gets it. I think Gary's going to put up a good fight, but Shavkat takes him down, and I think he submits him.
Mhm. Yeah, if I'm taking a finishing prop, I'm taking Shavkat by submission.
Yeah, 100%.
So we
Right?
got one of the more interesting matchups on the card. We got Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper.
My guy, the
Yeah.
carpenter, bro.
This is one of those I'm super excited for. I don't know if it's the record, but you have to imagine it's a contender for the largest age disparity between competitors. I mean, I don't know exactly how old Clay Guida is, but Chase Hooper is like 25.
I
And
think Guida's like 30. He's got to be like 39, something like
he's
that.
got to
like
be in his
40.
late
Yeah.
30s.
I think he's 40.
40.
40?
Yeah.
Yeah, this got to be the biggest age disparity in UFC history. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was some wacky shit
Yeah.
back in the day, but I mean this
Oh,
isn't what do we got?
December 8th. December 8th. He's I'm December 7th and he's December 8th. So he's
Oh,
gonna
okay.
be
Yeah.
he's gonna
42 years
turn
old.
he's gonna turn
42.
42 the next day after his fight.
Man,
I
he's
hope he
still
gets a
banging.
win, to be honest. I hope he gets the win as a birthday gift,
Yeah.
But man, this guy Chase Hooper, man, this guy surprised me so much on his last fight. Who was this guy he fought? Really good striking Russian guy.
Oh, yeah, let me see here. Oh, Vyacheslav Borshov, guy out of Team Alpha
Yeah,
Male.
man, that guy's a killer, and he made him look like he didn't belong there in the
Mhm.
striking department, bro. And
Yeah.
you're talking about a Chase Hooper who's a grappler.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I don't know if we're just witnessing probably a contender in the making.
Yeah, and not to mention his last win before that one
Yeah,
was against Jordan Leavitt, who is a really talented grappler, and he submitted him in the first round. So,
Yep.
this is one of those fights. Not only is it neat because of the age disparity, but also this clash of styles. We have this hardened, been there, done that veteran, and one of the
yeah.
younger guys on the roster, or I should say, one of the youngest signees to the roster when he got signed. I mean, he's only what 25 years old, and how long has he been in the UFC? Like
I think he
3 or
got
four
signed at
years.
19.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yep, yep. Yeah, and
I
he
remember he was joking about buying M&Ms or something in his post fight with his bonus check, something like that, going to M&M World or something like that. He was joking about.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you guys have a matchup that you want to highlight? What is the matchup that you guys are most looking forward to? I got let me ask a little two-pronged question for you. What is the matchup that you are most excited for on both sides? And then what is the fighter that you are most excited to see?
Man, you guys are gonna fucking kill me, but I'm so excited to see Ibloyev and Sterling. And I don't
Okay.
know if he's gonna eat me alive.
No, dude, I'm game for that too, man. I've got Aljo losing,
Hmm.
but that's going to be a great fight because I think both guys are going to come out um, super like hot, man. Because obviously Aljo's not happy to be on the prelims,
Hmm.
and
I know why.
how do you pronounce his name? Mozar.
I think
Mozart
Movsar,
Ibloyev.
something like that.
Okay, yeah, he was blaming Aljo for them being on the prelims. So I think they kind of got a thing going on, man, and I think that's going to be a barn burner. That's obviously going to be heavily in the wrestling department,
Right.
but I think we're in for a good one, man. I honestly think those guys are out to prove that they belong in the main event, and they out to prove that Mister Crone Gracie
Hmm.
does not belong there, and I am a firm believer he does not belong there. So I'm excited to see that, and I'm always excited to see Nate the Train, man.
Right, right. Yes,
Oh
yes.
man. You know, yeah, yeah, Nate the train is the guy. He's the man. Uh Another observation from my part, I think instead of being disrespectful from the UFC for putting these guys in the prelims, I think they're showing a lot of respect because that's like that's a spot that you want a really, really good fight. So people be like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
I
like
want to
get
tune in.
excited. I'm
Hmm.
gonna buy the fucking pay-per-view because if
Right.
the fights are gonna be this good, I gotta watch it. And I don't see it as bad. I don't know why they see it
Well,
bad,
I'm sure
but
they're taking a pay cut.
Well, Mobstar said that the pay is the same.
Oh, okay, then
yeah,
never
Right?
it's the
mind.
same. Yeah.
It's just all Joe's ego then.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the champions, the
Yeah.
ones that get the money in the pay-per-view at the end.
Hmm. Yeah,
The other guy doesn't win a penny.
in the same way that Mobstar is saying that Aljo is the reason why they're on the prelims, I think everybody knows Bryce Mitchell is the reason that that fight is on the main card. And of course, you have the MMA enthusiasts that are going to recognize the Gracie name, but a lot of maybe more casual fans or maybe newer fans to the sport might not know what kind of weight that name carries. So, because you have that argument too of the lineage of the Gracie
Hmm.
name, but then you have his last performance, which was one of the most
Yeah.
ridiculous things I've ever seen on the TV. It
Yeah,
That was
was
dude.
ass.
it was
Yeah.
absolutely. I remember thinking, I'm like, is this like a? I thought it was a prank. I'm like, what is happening here? Who is
Yeah,
this
dude.
guy?
Yeah, it
Um,
was. I think all his fights have been like. I forgot. Honestly, dude, it's been years since I've watched him fight.
well, I
Um,
think his last fight before that was like 2019.
and that's when I watched him fight, and I said, "Are you serious right now?" I said, "Dude, no. I mean, obviously he's there because of his name.
I mean,
Um,
it was a really good fight against Cub Swanson.
he
He
needs.
Well, did he
He
win the
belongs in the
Cub Swanson
wrestling.
fight? Because he had two
no, he
fights in
didn't.
2019.
But it was close, and he showed heart. He didn't get finished or anything. He was walking
Mm.
forward, taking shots, and giving back.
He belongs doing jujitsu tournaments. That's what he did.
Well, UFC's getting into that now.
Yeah, I know.
With the invitational with that Mikey
Yeah,
Musumeci guy.
Yep.
Musumechi. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm excited for that. I never really watched grappling before, but that is something I would be
yeah,
interested in checking out, especially if it's going to be under the UFC banner. Yeah, that's I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good move. I hope they get into Dana
yeah.
White said they're getting into all sorts of combat sports, like getting into boxing, getting into
Slap
grappling.
boxing. Bam.
Slap that I cannot get down with. I and you could talk about all the criticisms of how much damage you're going to be taking not defending yourself from a slap that hard. I just can't watch it because, like, I mean, it seems boring. I've never watched it. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
boring. Maybe it's a spectacle, but it just seems like the same shit.
I mean, it
Whereas,
is. Yeah,
you
you
know,
it's literally if somebody goes down, it's obviously we've all like years ago, probably during COVID, is when like the videos of where are they in
like Russia.
Russia, they were out there and they're just slap fighting, which is cool. You know, people are getting knocked out, and obviously the UFC they knock people out. So obviously we like that stuff.
Right.
We're sick animals, man. Um, so when it comes to slap fighting, it's like cool, but for it to be like associated with the UFC is kind of like, you know, and
Mm,
they push it so hard, dude, on their social media,
yes.
man. I remember I got so annoyed, dude. I like literally I blocked slap bots or slap what is it? What's it called?
Power slap.
Power
Or
slap. Yeah, so I blocked that. And I was still seeing it on the UFC, but I can't block the UFC because I don't want to miss any good news.
Right.
Just like what dropped last night, man. UFC was that next year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, Umar,
311.
Yeah. And
Holy shit,
LA
what a card
311.
that
Umar,
is.
man.
Dude, I honestly want to go, man. I am off that weekend, and I do want to go, but I have a feeling with it being in the Intuit Dome, I think it's called,
Is it in
Is it
prices
LA?
are
LA?
going to be through the roof.
LA, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's in
Let's
LA.
go. Let's go. I'm down.
You're
I'm
not
down to
down.
go.
You're not down.
Yeah, yeah, I just came back from LA. I'm going next week too, so
Okay, all right. Well, let's go.
that's
Let's
like
go.
my
January
second
18th.
home. Probably I'll be living there at that time.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a good way to do it. I'll move in with you.
let's go.
Hell
I
yeah.
only ever had two beers in LA. It was my only time ever in California. I had a connecting flight from Vegas to LA back to Philly. And so now I could finally say I've been to LA, but I flew to the airport, drank two beers at the bar, and got right on a plane and left. So that is my
Dude,
entire LA experience.
LA is beautiful, man. If I could live anywhere else aside from Chicago, it would be California.
All right.
Um, Specifically in the SoCal area, Huntington Beach, LA. Yeah, obviously, I'm kind of good on LA, but I want like, dude, I had tacos in Whittier, California, man. Best tacos I've ever had in my life. No
Whittier.
joke.
Yeah,
Whittier, California, man. I've gone to Mexico City. So before you guys hound me on that, the tacos in Mexico City were not what I expected.
Mm.
Okay, they weren't what I expected. That the tacos in Whittier were the bomb, dude. And there's also another place. I think it's called Angel's Tacos. It's down the street from
yeah. So
what is it?
viral
Yeah,
on social media.
oh, did it go viral? Okay, I thought I was putting people on over here. Um, yeah, dude, it's down the street from the Fast and the Furious house, and it's like literally down the street from the Dodger Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Great food, man. Well, great tacos, I should say. It's one of those you
Bro,
just feed your plate
you
about eight
got it.
tacos. Yeah,
You got to go to Tijuana, bro. TJ's. This is where it's at.
yeah. But if you go to the
Tacos,
one in
man.
Vegas, uh,
Tacos El Gordo.
Gordo, yeah, dude,
Yeah,
but they're expensive.
Mm.
yeah.
I wish I would have known
Uh,
about this when I was in Vegas.
Whenever we get together, I'll show you good tacos, guys.
Please.
I
Okay,
promise you that. I promise you that.
let's do it.
Guys, actually, one of my flights, when was it? It was probably a few months back. I was waiting for my to board, and I saw Clay Guida. Man,
No shit.
that's
I
the
remember I saw your
coolest
picture.
fucking guy. Remember?
Yeah, I
I sent
remember
you
that.
the picture. The
Yeah,
coolest guy ever, man. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Big fan. Can I take a picture with you? Of course, man. And he put his arm around me, and yeah, such a cool guy, man. I cannot root against that guy. Especially who man who doesn't want to see Clay Guida win the
I
show
agree.
that he makes after he gets slapped before the fight, and yeah,
Funny
such a
enough,
cool guy.
I ran into Chase Hooper. It wasn't like a fan meetup. It was at the same event, but it wasn't like when I met Royval and Vittori, it was like on a panel. Like they were already gonna be there, they're like signing pictures and stuff. Chase Hooper was just there hanging out and went up to him, asked for a picture, we chopped it up a little bit, got a picture. But the funny part was we're walking. This was, I think, the following night, or it might have been like later on that night. We were on our way to go see a comedy show, and I saw this chick in like walking, like we're walking one way, she's walking the other way. I'm like, man, I recognize her from somewhere. What the hell? And then I look to her left.
Only, OnlyFans girl. Nah, I'm playing.
Yeah. No, it was I looked to her left and there's Chase Hooper. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Chase Hooper's wife. I recognize her from his Instagram. So it was that was I was like, hey, what's up, man? I don't know if he recognized me from earlier, but it was just crazy that I saw him just randomly twice in the same day. But yeah, how odd is that? You're meeting up with Clay Guida, I'm meeting up with Chase Hooper, and now they're duking it out on Saturday.
I mean, two really cool guys. I don't
Hmm.
know Chase Hooper. I haven't seen him in person, but he seems like a really nice guy.
Hmm.
But may the best man win.
Yeah, man, I'm kind of
Good
jealous.
luck
I've
for
never
both.
met anybody, so hopefully I'm gonna start hanging out at airports. Hopefully I run into somebody. Um, I met Tai Tuivasa, who's just a really cool dude.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Um, Not on this card, and I feel like unfortunately he's on the decline here. But
right. I mean, what did he
uh,
drop like four in a row, five in a row?
yeah, it's pretty bad, dude. His chin is
Yeah.
non-existent anymore. So
I saw this post where it said if Tai Tuivasa would have clipped Cyril Gahn, he would have fought John Jones for the belt, which is a wacky
you,
thing to think.
you imagine that, dude? Honestly, no, it would have played out the same. It would have played out the same. Although I think that no, it would have played out the same because he's not going to test Tuivasa's power. So
Yeah, yeah, that would have it's like one of those things where they said if that illegal knee didn't land on Aljo, like the MMA timeline would be so different.
Yeah.
dude, it would, man. Peter Yan would have never went on his for a while. Obviously, his last fight was great.
Yes.
For a while, we where do we watch? We watched the one with O'Malley. Me and Hector did together, and we were like, dude, he got robbed there, and it just
Yeah.
felt like he was just getting the crappy end of the stick every time, dude.
Hmm.
And we just didn't know what was next for Peter Yan. And now he won that very convincingly, and he proved that he's still here. He's still a
Hmm.
contender. So I'm excited for what's next for Peter Yan. And hell yeah, dude. This is all stacking up, I think, the way it should, man. This is a banger of a card here. And then you look at I think it's next week, Colby fights. Um, Obviously Colby's not the most popular with certain people, but I have high expectations for that as well. And then 311, man. It's
Yeah.
just a continuation of just banger cards put on by the matchmakers in the UFC.
I mean, Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill could be a main event. I mean, it's not a title, so it's not going to
Yeah.
main event a pay-per-view, but that is easily main event material, and it's the feature bout. That is one of the things I am most excited to see. And it's one of those that's really a toss-up. I don't know who wins that fight. I mean, we know
Yuri.
Jamal Hill can knock people into oblivion, and we know Yuri could pull shit out the fire at any moment during the fight. I mean, that performance against Glover
Glover.
Teixeira, I mean, that was one of the craziest title ones I've ever seen because he was, I mean, I wouldn't say he was getting his ass totally kicked, but he was losing. He was certainly losing.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, you have Jamal Hill who put on a masterclass against Glover. And then if we want to go the Jamal Hill route, we can compare their loss to Pereira, which Jamal Hill says he
Yeah.
He
didn't get
loves better.
dominated. He got caught. He lost better. Yes.
He loves better.
I'll tell you what, I'm out on Jamal Hill, dude. I
Yeah,
I
fuck
don't know,
that guy,
man.
man.
Yeah, I told you guys in the chat, I
Oh yeah,
loved
I wasn't really
Jamal
a fan.
Hill
He
because he
caught
was the
Alex
first.
Padero.
What was
I
that?
think he's self-sabotaging himself,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
does himself no favors in the public
Just
relations
just
room.
and just take your L and come back stronger, and people are gonna respect that. But crying, crying, crying.
Yeah,
Man.
look at Yuri, dude. The man, he loses and he spends a month in the woods
Yeah,
where nobody can
Yeah.
find him. I'm like, dude, do something mainly like that, dude. We all respect that. And every time he comes back, we know we're in for something good.
right,
Oh yeah.
right.
Who
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean,
who doesn't love him, man? Who doesn't love Yuri?
Yuri knows how to be a fan favorite. I mean, just the way he fights, the way he acts, just what he
Yeah.
does. Yeah, he is that type of guy. And he's one of those guys where it's like, I'm glad he was the champ. If he
A
never
little
gets it again, I'm glad he got it that one time.
a little
Yeah.
odd though.
He's the odd duck. Yeah, he is absolutely an odd duck. That's why we love him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But
I'll tell
yeah,
you what, man. When I first seen him, he had that thing. I don't know what they were, man. The thing on his back of his head was like
oh
a
yeah.
The
I
little
said,
tail.
dude, yeah, dude, shave that, dude. Come on, have some
Yeah.
respect for yourself.
Well, he said that his hair like fucked him up in one of the fights. I think what did he have it in the Glover Teixeira fight, and then did he
Yeah,
shave it the next time?
yeah. So Glover would have won that fight. Uh, he had him hurt,
He just
and
jumped on that stupid guillotine, bro. Oh
yeah,
my
dude, he jumped on
God.
the neck. He jumped on the neck, dude. Yuri was already against the fence all days, dude, falling. Oh my god! And here comes Glover. I'm gonna grab your neck and take him down, and he's all bloody, so he slips right out of the hole.
Hmm.
Just made it
Yeah,
Yeah,
fit.
that was
one of the worst
unbelievable.
mistakes, bro.
Yeah,
Championship mistake.
It was kind of similar to what happened with Urseg versus Pantoja.
Right.
I thought Urseg was going to win that fight up until that final mistake, which lost him the fifth round, and then we were out. I mean,
Man, let's not go that far. AC and Gastelum, bro. That shit
mhm.
was, oh
yeah,
my God. He had him hurt and then he went for a takedown. Great.
yeah. It's one of those, man. Obviously, we can't really speak on it because we're not fighters. And in the heat of the moment, they're going to go to what their strong suit is:
Right.
Glover, jujitsu. Um, I forgot who you just mentioned, being on the ground. It's one of those, man. I don't want to rag on anybody too hard for doing something that I don't know what I would do,
Right.
but we can always judge as fans because we're never going to fight. So hey,
That's
Yeah, I
correct.
mean, the thing is that we all make mistakes, right?
yeah,
We're not fighters. We're looking from the outside,
Hmm.
but they are fighters, and they're supposed to be
yeah,
professional in their craft, you know.
yeah,
And that thing, you will never see something like that from John Jones. You will never see something like that from Topuria, from these top guys. That they're in a different level for a reason because they don't do those type of mistakes.
yep. Michael Chandler would never do this type of stuff, man. Never.
Listen to yourself, bro.
Dude, he
He's
rags
a
on me for
cheater,
Michael
bro.
Chandler, dude.
He's a cheater, man.
That was a dirty fight.
Man. Why he fucking cheats every time? He was trying to. He was hitting Dustin in the back of the head too. He's dirty, man.
Yeah, he fish hooks, but hey, man, let me tell you, nobody straps their boots up, like he does. He's a small guy from a small town that has a small mindset, who was only taught to do small things, man. So, dude, you got to love it, dude. Honestly, it is it's a little cringe at times, because sometimes you want to see him trash talk, and
Mm.
we've seen that clip of him and Dustin after the fight where he's cussing and stuff at him. I want to see that at the press conference.
Mm.
Then he starts talking about his dad's a construction worker and he's been doing this for 20 years. And listen, man, we love
And he
you
was
already, dude. We love you already. You don't need to give us a sob story. We want to see you talk.
he
Like,
was he, he was raised with a silver spoon in his mouth, bro.
yeah.
His parents had money. He didn't suffer. He didn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. Like with him, when he had that moment with Tony Ferguson
Mm.
at the press conference, Tony said he had the Dana White privilege.
Yeah.
And he just sat there and he kind of like, yeah, like, dude, say something back, Tony. Dude, you lost like four in a row. Defend yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, man. Chandler will forever be the goat. Um, all jokes aside, any fight he's ever been in has been fight of the night in my eyes. Um,
Yeah. I
he's
think
he,
he's the goat at the bodybuilding.
yeah, that he's got a crazy physique,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
all wish we had it. We all wish we had it, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, man. You put him and Islam together, Michael Chandler comes out on top.
Michael Chandler against Islam.
Gotta go. I gotta come back.
Dude,
He's
listen
out.
to me.
He's out of here.
Dude, listen to me. He just went 5 rounds with Charles Oliveira,
Uh-huh.
with him on his back. Who else
Yes.
has Charles had? Who else has Charles been on their back where they last the entire round and make it to the end?
I can't think of anybody.
Exactly.
Ask Islam.
Oh man,
His ghost
Because
is
I
here.
know- Oh man, Yeah,
I'm all about the styles make fights, right?
yeah.
But I don't know if somebody beats Islam. To be honest, I don't
Bro,
think so, bro.
I think Sarukian does.
I
Okay.
don't think so.
I
Well,
don't
I
like
mean,
Islam.
I mean, I mean, I don't know about the gas tank on Sarukian, bro.
Hey,
We,
but he's bringing it though. He's bringing it until that gas tank runs out. And you
mm,
got to remember that when they first fought, it was close.
it was.
Yeah.
it
So
was, yeah, yeah.
they both matured and they both have grown as fighters. I don't know, man. Islam is
Who-
the. Let me tell you, I would prefer to watch an Islam fight over a Khabib fight.
I agree.
Um,
Man,
Islam, he stands and bangs, dude. I like that.
I
But
mean, the way he
Sarukian,
did Volk in the last Volk fight with their second,
yeah,
that was the moment. I remember when Islam fought Charles, I'm like, oh, Charles is gonna smoke this dude. Like people don't even
dude,
know.
lost $100 on that. Yep.
My buddy lost. I think it was like $500. It was something
yeah.
crazy. He bet like the fucking farm on Charles, and it made
We
so
all
much
thought,
difference.
dude, Charles was unstoppable to that point.
Yeah.
Unstoppable, dude. Like nothing, nobody. You can put Godzilla in front of him. Godzilla's going down.
Nah,
He
I
just,
knew that he was gonna
yeah,
get his ass whooped.
yeah, he did, and he
I
was
told you,
talking about it. He did.
the
I still put
styles
a hundred
make
dollars.
fights, bro.
Yeah, I still put $100 on Charles, and I'll forever back Charles.
Yeah,
Um, I think going back to Charles, I don't know if this fight with Chandler really did him any favors. I don't know. It tested his chin, and he went down in that fifth round, which was scary for all of us.
Hmm.
But Chandler didn't really display any sort of game plan. He was more so reacting to everything Charles did.
Mm.
So it
yeah,
allowed Charles to do or fight his fight versus Chandler fighting his fight and Charles reacting. So we don't know how it would go. Obviously, Islam is super good on the ground. Chandler doesn't really possess that. So it's
yeah.
kind of scary. It's kind of scary, man.
I think Chandler was there for a brawl because he knew, uh, talent wise, he had no chance. So he like, I'll just go nuts and I'll probably catch him, you know?
Mm.
Well, with Charles, that's all you got to do. He's always had that like mystery chin, where anybody hits him, dude. It's a jab, anything like
Yeah,
that. He's going down, and he'll go down happily. But with
Yeah.
Islam, he can't do that, and we've seen that.
Right.
He got rocked by Islam,
yeah,
and he literally went to his back and just laid there. And obviously, Islam's going down.
yeah.
Like, dude, with guys that are comfortable on the ground, they're going on the ground.
Hmm.
What do you
So
think about Tarukian versus Charles fight? You think Charles actually lost?
uh, that's tough. That's a tough one. I like
I
both
I
guys.
I gave the first round to Charles and two and three to Sarukian.
Mm.
I think we were close. I think we were talking. I can't remember exactly the very good details of that fight, but I remember we were close on that. What about you, Josh? Do you recall that?
Yeah, yeah. I thought Sarukian won the fight. Of course, I wanted Charles to win, but it was one of those where, and it was close enough that there was a conversation, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you just had it right there. There's an argument to be made. It's the same way with the Peter Yan and Sean O'Malley fight. A lot of people thought Peter Yan won,
he
but
did. He did.
He
yeah,
did, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
yeah. But then one of the fights that comes to mind where I thought it was one of the worst robberies I've ever seen. I mean, again, it was close, but I think there was a definitive winner. Was the first Islam and Volk fight. That one I thought Volk won.
Nah,
I
nah.
I
Hey man,
thought
I mean I haven't seen it since I haven't seen it since. Maybe if I watched it again, I'd change my mind. But
No.
I remember thinking Volk won that fight.
He
nobody
had a
had did
really
that to
good
Islam.
fifth fight, so it was a win
Mm,
for Bulk, obviously, but it was not a win,
It
in
could
my
have gone either
opinion.
way. It could have gone
I,
either way.
I don't think so. He finished strong. That
mm,
I'll give him
right,
that. But one round one, it's not gonna win the fight.
right.
But like nobody's ever done that to to Volk. I mean to Islam. Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, but one round doesn't win a fight. It's five
Uh,
rounds.
well, so yeah, I guess you can go that route. And a lot of it was him defending takedowns, but he was defending them.
Right.
To that point, Islam was taking everybody down, and making it look easy.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
he
yeah, man.
looked cool as fuck.
Yeah,
When Islam was in his back, he was screaming.
yeah, dude.
Little, he was a little mad.
That's another one, man. Fan favorite, but I believe that
Yeah.
he is trending downward.
Right. I mean, when you get
Yeah.
knocked out in your last two fights, when you were in like the GOAT conversation, just a few fights beforehand, I
Yep.
mean,
Yeah.
it's a stark drop off, and you hate to see it, but that's a guy. I don't know. Does he? They're saying he's going to fight Ilya again, right? They're not going to make him
Uh,
fight Diego Lopez first.
I heard he was fighting somebody else. Obviously
Hopefully.
rumors. Uh, who was I can't remember, but I had heard there was rumors of him fighting. I think it might have been Diego Lopez. It has to be Diego Lopez.
That's
That's
the
a
one
fight
that
that
makes
makes
Yeah,
sense.
sense.
yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. But even then, I think Diego Lopez takes him out.
I agree. I agree.
He's too fast,
I'm really high on Diego Lopez.
dude. I think that listen, Ilya is the new goat at
Right.
that weight class, and I hate to throw that out so freely,
Yeah.
but dude, nobody possesses the power that he has at 145 pounds.
I mean, when you knock out the two
Yep.
people who are in the GOAT conversation, when you knock them out in back-to-back
Mm.
fights, you've entered that conversation with a lot behind you.
The
So,
Yeah,
best chin in the UFC.
yeah, never. I
yeah,
mean, that those were two of the most impressive, like back-to-back fights I've ever seen.
and he
And
calls it.
Yeah.
he
Who you
does,
guys chose in
yeah.
that fight?
I had Ilya. I have
Yeah.
video record of me
Me too.
saying Ilya in one of
Yeah.
the podcasts I did with Tanner. I said Ilya is going to take that one.
Yeah.
Yep, I put money on that fight. Ilya was.
Yeah. Me too.
It's hard to doubt. You can't doubt him, dude.
Hmm.
He's proven us time and time again that he is who he says he is.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
how can you bet against Chiwiwi's pick? I saw a video where everybody chose Max, like 30 people, and Chiwiwi. I'm like, I think Ilya's gonna take it. I'm like, got it. I'll pick Ilya.
There you go. Lucky Raul Rosas Jr.
Oh my god, that guy's a fucking character, bro.
he's one of those guys. I'm just so happy he's in the UFC. I'm so
Yeah,
happy we have people like him.
I've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
him fight,
yeah.
dude, live. I've seen him fight in Vegas in 20. Damn, dude, my memory is going so bad so quick. 2 years ago in Vegas, it was the fight where Magomed Ankalaev fought. Who did he fight?
Jan Blachowicz.
Jan Blachowicz, and it was the worst fight I've ever seen. That's a different story. But yeah, I've seen Raul Rosas, and that was super cool, dude. You can tell he's like destined for stardom.
Right.
Patty was on that card too, and just when he came out, dude, the entire arena erupted.
Mm,
Rosas it was the same thing. It was obviously he's from there, so it's different, and he's Mexican, so all the Latinos are right there supporting him, which is super cool to see. But I think I don't know, man. There's a lot of question marks about Raul Rosas. A lot of question marks.
I was gonna say, is that a Chepe Mariscal shirt right there?
Who do you guys think he has to fight next?
I've seen enough. Give him the belt.
He's one of those guys. I love when he's on a card. He is
Yeah,
one of those
it's
guys.
fun.
Yeah.
He's a local guy too, isn't he? He's from Cicero.
He's from Cicero. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I be talking to him here and there, and I just told him today in the morning because he put up a story asking who should he fight next, and I told him it's either Ige or Cater.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for
Yeah,
either of those.
and I
Maybe
think he was
Cater.
supposed to fight Ige, but it got canceled when Ige fought
Diego Lopez on
He
Diego.
3 hours
yeah.
notice.
Yeah.
Right.
What a
Give him
dog.
Cater. Cater would be a barn burner.
I would
dude.
love
Yeah.
that fight. If I saw that announcement, man, that is what I
Yeah.
want to see.
Yeah, and
Hell
Cater, he's in kind of in a bad spot. So he's in between the wall and the sword. So yeah, I think he's gonna come out guns blazing.
I think that'd be good to see. That'd be fun to
Yeah.
see. Dan Ige never disappoints.
Hmm.
I think he surprised a lot of people with that few hours notice step in fight.
Man.
Yeah.
Me being one of those because I was telling Hector, I was like, dude, we just lost a fight,
Yeah.
and I was looking forward to that fight too. Dude. I'm like, come on, dude, Brian, Diego, and yeah, he just came in and
I mean, what kind
Yeah,
of dog do
and
you
he
got to be
won.
to take?
And he
yeah,
won the last round. He had Diego in the last round.
Mhm.
yeah, dude, that's I'd like to see Chip and Cater go at it, but
Yeah.
he's deserving of Ige too.
Or Ige, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm here
Ige,
for
yeah.
either of those
yeah,
fights.
Ige would set him up though, because obviously Cater is not so good in the rankings. Probably I don't know what
Mm.
he's ranked at, but is Ige's got to be ranked, right?
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
let me see.
I mean, because I know he lost his last fight, and I think I don't know if he left the rankings because of it, but I think he was one higher. Who did he fight? Editor Josh here for our audio listeners. We changed the subject from talking about Dan Ige and we started talking about Chepe Mariscal again. He's the guy from Cicero. Had to put this in here to avoid any confusion. So back to Chepe Mariscal.
Dude, where does he train at? Does he live here in Cicero?
No, he lives in Denver.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
See, I didn't
okay.
know that, but he's from here,
Yeah.
so he's literally from like 10 minutes from here.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Chepe. I mean, you can do. He's not in the rankings. Maybe Chepe. Who else? Yeah, it has to be maybe Edson Barbosa.
Oh, that would be
That'd
a
be
cool
tough.
fight.
Yeah,
Those kicks are gonna be brutal,
Yeah.
yeah.
dude. But
But if
so
somebody can take those kicks, it's Chepe, bro.
and so, correct me if I'm wrong. Chepe it was in the UFC because he stepped in on a short notice.
Against
And
Trevor Pick.
yeah, and he impressed, and they kept him
Yeah.
around.
Yeah,
Okay,
Hmm.
that was
okay,
such a fun fight, bro.
yeah,
That guy, Trevor Pick, is a character too.
And I'm looking here. Yeah, Chepe's 4-0 in the UFC.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Start giving him some rank guys.
Wow, impressive wins. Trevor Peak, Jack Jenkins, Morgan Cherie, that's that pirate dude, and then Damon Jackson.
He's
yeah. It
ranked at
That's some
was
impressive
15.
wins. What's
that
up?
French guy was a controversial fight. It was really close. It was really close
Oh
fight.
yeah, it does say split
Yeah,
decision here.
yeah. A lot of people talk shit. They said that he lost that. Yeah,
Who's
typical.
ranked 15?
15. I'm looking at it. It's Edson Barboza.
Oh yeah, then
Okay,
give him Edson.
I'm here
Yeah,
for it. I'm here
yeah,
for it.
yeah. It's either that or Giga. Maybe Giga too. Giga
Oh, Gigi
Chikadze.
Chikadze, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
There are a lot of potential matchups for Mr. Mariscal, and I'm here for all of
yeah.
them.
yeah, I don't, dude. Listen, Giga's got his kicks, man, but I want to see Edson versus Chepe. That'd be more of a fight that you're like, all right, dude, I'm turning in to see that.
Yeah.
Giga's like when he first came in, dude, he was knocking people out with kicks into the body.
Yeah.
Like that's wild, man. But I'm all for Chepe getting that number 15.
Yeah, yeah. Then I think regardless, the next opponent for Chepe's got to be a ranked guy. I think
Got
4
to be
4
4
0 in the
0. Yeah,
division. Yeah.
got to be,
You
dude.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe the loser of Brian Mitchell and the Gracie guy, or the winner, or
Oh,
the winner.
I'm cool with the winner.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The winner. Yeah.
yeah. I can see that.
So how about the fight after that one on the main card? We got Cyril Gane and Volkov. What are we thinking of that one?
I think Cyril takes it again.
Yep, I think Cyril's gonna he'll take him down and just hold him, and wouldn't surprise me to see some sort of submission out of him.
Well, let's get this out of the way in the first episode. I'm a Tom Aspinall super fan. I think he's the
Yeah.
best fighter on earth. And I want to see Volkov win because that adds to the Aspinall, the pedigree. Because he did submit him with a straight armbar. I think that was the first time I ever seen that.
Quick.
One of the most impressive submission victories I've seen. So I want to see Volkov win. But with the skill set of Cyril Gane, if I had to put some money on it, which I'm not going to, but if I had to, I'd put it on Cyril Gane. But I want to see Volkov win that fight.
Oh, what about confidence though? He's coming in after just getting
Yeah.
dominated like
Who,
the first
Volkov?
30 seconds. No, Cyril.
Oh, game. But he lost to the GOAT.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to figure John Jones was coming off of what, four years of inactivity.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, anybody. They always say the ring rust is not real. I think it is. It's hard not to, dude. How can you simulate being in a fight in this trap confinement, getting punched in the face? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
sparring is one thing, but I don't think a lot of guys like actually spar like they're fighting. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
So you're
Uh,
saying
Sean Strickland
maybe.
does.
So you're saying maybe Volk is cooked because he's taking like a year off after the Ilya knockout, right?
I think he's cooked regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's done. I think he's done. He took a pretty nasty kick to the head, put his lights out completely. He was unconscious, and then Ilya kind of just put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
I can't remember a guy that got knocked out 2 times in a row and came back and won.
Yeah, I'd have to dig in the vault for that one.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
sure.
sure there is, but I can't remember. Granted, my memory's not so well, but it just doesn't sound real, dude. I mean, come on. Listen, Volk is he was great. He was great. I was mad when he beat Holloway,
Mm,
and but
He
then
lost the second one though.
yeah, I agree. But still,
Yeah.
that kind of took away from Holloway. But Volk, I don't know. He'll forever be a great at
without a doubt.
145. Yeah, 145. He got out of that guillotine choke by
Yep.
Ortega, which was now nobody's ever got out of that.
Yeah, it was
What's a
nuts.
triangle choke? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
I think it
both.
was a
It was a
guillotine.
it was a mounted guillotine and a triangle.
Triangle.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah,
both.
they call the guy T City for a reason, man. He's good at them.
Mm.
For Volk to just get out of there, crazy. I
I
give him
remember
his respect.
I heard in an interview Volk said that he saw the circle closing. Like it
Yeah,
was it was
Yeah,
ready to go. I couldn't believe it.
that
That was one of the
close.
craziest fight. That was one of the fights that really made me fall in love with the sport.
well,
Because
dude,
I only
good.
started watching around like 20 well, it was 2020. August of 2020 was when I watched Contender Series first.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I watched that, I'm like, oh, this shit's fucking awesome. And then,
Yeah,
when do they fight next? Oh, Saturday? Cool. Like, and then
yeah.
that would have been really early on. And that was like, oh, this is how cool this could be. Like these kind of fights. So that's why I love Volk. I love Ortega too, but it's performances like that that really cement fighters and like uh, the cement them as personal greats. People you look at like that's one of the guys that made me fall in love with the sport.
Think about it. Ortega, had he won that, he loses the next fight.
Wait,
Like
who did who
Brian
did he fight
Ortega.
next?
So after that, I think he took like a year off or 2 years off.
Right. Yeah, yeah, he
But
was out for a while.
if he was a champion, he would have lost that next fight.
Who would he have fought next? Who did Volk? Was it Max?
Uh, I don't know. I just listen, man. I love Brian Ortega, but it's like he. I think he proved that by fighting Diego Lopez. He can stand and
he
bang,
he
but he
lost
can't.
to
He's
to
just taking so
Pantera,
many shots. Yeah, yeah.
to
He definitely won that.
Rodriguez,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Jair
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
yeah.
When he got injured.
Um, Brian is, and his. I don't know, man. I hate to talk bad about Brian, but he's a jiu-jitsu specialist.
Yeah,
So
Mm.
and he has heart.
yeah, but that's the thing, dude. He gets in these fights and he takes so much damage.
By the way,
Damage.
I just looked it up. So after Volk beat Brian Ortega in the championship, the next guy that Volk fought was the Korean Zombie.
Okay,
So
He's the way out.
Brian Ortega, let's say Brian Ortega completes that submission, beats Volk, gets the belt, and he fights Korean Zombie next. You guys see like how do you see that fight going down back then?
He would have. I think he comes out on top.
I think so too. So now I'm
Yeah,
going back on what I said.
I
Korean
mean,
Zombie
but then the
was
next
on his
fight was
way out.
Max. So
Oh,
after
then he
Korean,
loses to Max. Yeah, I
right?
get it. Yeah. I'll never forget Max like literally lifting Brian's hands up to cover himself. He's like, "Here, guard yourself." Mid fight, dude, giving him lessons mid fight.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, but Volk, man, 1-3 in his last four. I mean, that is a weird sight. Just thinking about the dominance of his entire career. But
Listen, man, he's going down. This is gonna. I don't want to say this. Actually, I do want to say this. He's losing to top guys.
hmm
But Tony Ferguson also had a stretch where he was losing the top guys
mm,
after his. So he fought Gaethje, lost to Gaethje. He fought Oliveira next, right? So lost to Oliveira.
Yeah.
I
then
forget who he fought.
Chandler.
And then Dariush,
Oh yeah,
Dariush,
yeah.
and at the time Dariush was coming
he
up.
was the man.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and you look at Volk, he's losing to top guys. They're not
Yeah.
trumps. But I do think that this is the beginning of the end for Volk.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
you
just
don't
going to
see
start on a stretch. Yeah.
yeah, you don't see a bounce back like that in the lower weight classes. It's
Right,
just maybe the heavier the weight classes.
And even then, he goes up to 55. He's going to get bullied,
right.
Right.
as he did. Well, I
With
wouldn't say
yeah, with
got
Islam.
bullied, but yeah, he's just his power doesn't transfer over, nor does
Yeah,
really anything else.
I think he's just perfect for 145.
45. Yeah. Yeah. He's short
Yeah.
and stout.
Right.
Yeah.
And realistically, I mean, it's going to be either Diego Lopez or Ilia Topuria next for Volk. And Ilia Topuria, I mean, based on the last fight, that's going to be a tough go. Do I
Ilya
think
Taporia
he?
knocks out Diego Lopez.
What's that?
Ilya Taporia knocks out Diego Lopez.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
Good. We're on the same page.
So what about Volk and Diego Lopez? We totally counting out Volk in that one,
Yeah.
or
Oh yeah.
okay?
100%,
We
dude.
got a
I
no from
don't.
Hector.
I don't. I think he still has the gas tank, and Diego Lopez. We have seen him like decline their last fights, like
Yeah. For
the
the
latest
championship
rounds. The
round.
latest rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think still Bulk is gonna be able to get him.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Diego comes out too hot. Too hot, man. He's
Man,
gonna
have
land a spinning
you
back
watched
kick.
the fight? You watched the fight with Ige? You watched the
Yeah.
fight with Mobster? He the gas tank, bro. It's
Yeah.
just the
He
gas
gasses
tank.
like
He's
for the
an
later
excited
rounds.
guy. He's an excited guy.
But
He's an
yeah,
exciting guy.
Volk doesn't last. I don't think. Listen, obviously they got good video on the shot set. Volk took to get knocked out. That one to the head is one that Diego Lopez can pull out of the bag. A spinning back kick, a heel
Yeah,
kick. Boom.
I mean, he's the first round
Quick.
finisher.
Quick, dude. And that'll put his lights out quick. At that point, what's next? What's next, Volk? What's
I
next?
don't think so, man. I just think I think he was doing really good against Topuria. He was getting the he was I mean Topuria takes you probably take a jab like small jab and he bruises. But he was doing
Yep.
great. I think he was doing great. He just got caught by the best fucking boxer in the UFC.
Hey, that's Max. I'm the greatest boxer in the UFC. Dude, he's so cringe with that.
That's an
so
all-
cringe,
We
dude.
already found out.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. 100%.
I think he has a chance, bro. I'm never counting out for this next fight. Volk. He has a
That's
chance
fair.
against. He has a chance against Diego. He has no chance against Topuria, though. He has no chance.
That's how I feel about Tony Ferguson. I think I never count Tony Ferguson out. Tony's got a fighting chance everywhere he goes.
Man.
Dude, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back next year, and he's gonna fight. I hope they put him to fight in.
Maybe Nick Diaz.
That's what I'm saying. Bring him back.
That'd be a good
Him,
one.
put him at the Intuit Dome. He lives in SoCal. That'd be a good retirement place to just
Right.
skip out. Him
Yeah.
and well, Nick. I don't know what's going on with Nick.
Yeah, dude, something weird is going
Yeah.
on with Nick.
Throw Nate. He already fought Nate, and that was ass, dude.
Because now it's Themba Garimbo, the guy with the rock, the guy
He's
that
gonna
got
come in
those
there. Yep, and he's gonna wreak havoc
against
on
Vicente Luque.
Luque. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird situation there. I mean, we all saw that video of Nick like lighting a piece of grass on fire outside of a restaurant or
Hey,
something.
man.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah, that's I don't know, man.
that's sad. And he
Dude,
looked bad. He looked
yeah.
Yeah.
bad, to be honest.
And his
And the
girlfriend
sad,
was saying it's like a drug thing.
yeah, but I don't know, man. The sad thing about Nick is what could have been.
Right.
What
He
could have
got
been
he
with
got
Nick?
he got
Yeah,
fucked over, man,
yeah.
by fucking
It was
commission.
Ushada, right?
That was
Or is it
nasty. That was
Pride
nasty
Ushada?
work, bro.
But yeah, dude.
Five
5 years. What did they give him? 5 years?
five
Yeah,
years, five
yeah,
years for weed.
yeah,
God damn. That's bad.
yeah, dude.
That's
5 years for
that's bad,
weed,
bro.
and now you got Sean O'Malley spoken on a podcast just
Yeah.
casually.
I mean,
Fucking
Tai
criminal,
Tuivasa
bro.
just started up his own line too. I mean, now it's
Yeah.
popular, but that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy
it cost
what
him
that could.
5 years, dude. And that's what, like, literally his livelihood, dude. And at the time, he was a beast. I don't know if you've seen the replays of him fighting in the back then. This is back when they had sponsors on their shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's like playing with Anderson Silva, laying on the ground. Who does that?
Yeah.
What could have been, man?
Yeah.
Also, before we
And
go,
what one
go ahead.
class, one weight class, he was a welterweight and he fought the goat of the middleweight.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was such a good fighter, man.
Speaking of somebody who's looking like a middleweight, Jorge Masvidal coming back.
I heard he's taken on
That's the belly.
Yeah,
who,
he's coming back, man. UFC in Miami.
yeah, who
You
did
think so?
who did they say he was taking on?
Is it official?
He talked about it, I think, on Ariel's
I don't think
podcast.
so.
But he's also said a lot of stuff, and he's never come back.
Uh we got some breaking news. Hector just sent in the chat that there was a little minor altercation between the light heavyweight champion Alex Poatan Pereira and the former light heavyweight champion Jamal Hill. Looks like they were getting
Bye,
into it
baby.
at what looked like the UFC PI. Looked like Coach
Yeah.
Cruz got in between them. What's going on here, man? We can't. We even the Cutman Tate commented on the post. They're like, "Who let this happen?" Like, what
Yeah. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, you approach him, he and then Watson being respectful, he gave him the fist pump. But he kept talking shit. I'm talking about Hill. So Watson got enough. He got mad and he went to get a pair of gloves and he threw them at Hill. So basically challenged the challenger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is risky business.
Yeah, of course Hill didn't want no part of it.
Yeah.
I think he needs to
Yeah.
get over himself. He
Yeah,
lost the fight, man.
yeah, man. He's
Yeah.
just fucking
He's been yapping since,
yeah,
yapping in the crowd. I mean, come on, dude. This is why I'm totally against Hill. Like I hope
yeah,
Yuri comes in and lays his ass out. Good day.
yeah. Let's
Good
go,
riddance.
Deary.
Yeah. Good riddance, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's if I were to if Jamal Hill, if you're listening to this right now, you're not, but if you are, let me give you some
Hopefully,
advice. Let me give you some advice. You have what it takes to be a championship caliber fighter. You're a former champ. Let your fighting do the talking. You don't make an enemy of yourself. The heel
yeah,
aspect works for some people, right? Everybody hates Colby, but at the same time, everybody loves what Colby is. If you hate Colby, it means you love Colby because you love to hate him. Jamal, you're not doing yourself any favors. You can be a championship caliber fighter. Go beat Yuri. Let your fighting do the talking, and don't press Pereira in the PI. Not a good idea.
It all
That
starts with that. It all
no,
starts with his tattoo. His chest tattoo is about the worst tattoo I've ever seen in my life.
that is something. Yeah, I don't know what
uh,
was going.
it's not gonna. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be good for Pereira
Yeah.
because he's gonna have to pay the
Oh
medical
yeah.
bills and
Yeah, I can only
Yeah.
imagine
just
what kind of trouble you get in for like fighting like fighters on the roster outside of sanctioned bouts. I mean, we saw what happened with Sean Strickland when he punched that Australian dude in the stomach.
Yeah, but you also had who did you have that fought in the hotel lobby?
Oh,
I was it Kobe or was it no Jorge.
Well, Masvidal came up on Colby in a restaurant.
That.
Yeah.
But somebody threw a boomerang at somebody at a
Oh yeah,
hotel.
yeah, yeah.
A
Verdum,
boomerang.
Fabrizio,
Verdun.
Fabrizio
There you go.
Verdum,
Oh,
on Kobe, on Kobe.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
what is that?
Yeah, it was a boom.
Yeah.
It was funny because it was actually a boomerang, and they were in Australia.
Yeah.
I saw somebody comment because remember that altercation like back when Topuria was just climbing like first. I mean, I don't know how long he was in the UFC at that point, but he wasn't like a huge name at the time.
Yeah,
And him and Paddy the Baddy got into a little altercation at the hotel, and people there was like a conversation of like who would win that fight, and now it's like, geez,
Yeah.
do you guys think we would ever see? Well, because what Paddy because Ilya's the featherweight champ. What's Paddy fighting in? He's lightweight.
yeah,
We could potentially
Yeah.
see that matchup. I mean, that would be an interesting match. I mean, interesting in terms of like the build up to it. I think Ilya runs through
yeah.
him in
Yep.
a few minutes, but I would like to see an actual jaw like spar like verbal sparring.
Yeah.
That's the kind of fight I'd like to see at the press conference.
I mean,
Yeah.
in order for that to happen, Patty has to be the champion,
Right. Right.
right? And
Patty, yeah.
Patty is not gonna beat either Sarukian or Islam or
Yeah.
Charles.
Patty's not beating anybody in the top 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just funny to think back like when I think because what
But he beat Tony though, and you said that Tony's gonna come back and be a
Hey,
champion again.
come. But Tony wasn't ranked. Tony was not ranked at the time. So, hey, but every time Tony fights, it could be a start of a championship run, and we know this.
Yeah, so far it's been 8 fights waiting.
Yeah, but see, they're not doing him any favors either, man. They're giving him guys that are just like hungry right now. You need to give him a guy like give him Fazeev.
Yeah, he's coming back. Who's he fighting? Who did he get?
Peace. Bro, you want that guy murder, huh?
Kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I'm
You don't
kidding.
like Tony, huh?
I wanted to see your face, bro. You should have seen his face, man.
Who
Um,
who's
They-
Fazeev fighting? Because he just got a fight announced, I think.
Yeah.
Fazeev?
Yeah,
He's
Um,
fighting who's fighting?
he is
Rafael
fighting.
Fazeev.
I don't know. It doesn't say here, but he last beat Gamrot. Uh, no, he lost to Gamrot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat who did he beat?
He lost
Well, he
to
lost to
Gaethje
Gaethje,
before
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was another one where
Oh, he
Gaethje.
beat RDA. His last win was RDA in 2022, but then he
Yeah.
lost to Gaethje and Gamrot. But I think he just got a fight announced.
Yeah.
Let me check here. Nothing on Tapology. So maybe I just saw like an Instagram post of him saying like he got like
Mhm.
he's in talks or something. Yeah. So I guess
Yeah.
something was
Well, he's
announced.
healthy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. Well, Patty's ranked 13. You put him against number 14, Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner wins.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, come on. I'm ready for Dana to start his AI rankings.
I saw the first go. I heard they weren't too good. The
Really?
whatever they started with. I again, you never really know what's real, but I think I remember seeing on Instagram like this is what AI spit out for the pound for pound rankings, and it was just atrocious.
That sounds all right. Like yesterday, he finally acknowledged that Islam's a pound for pound number one.
That
I was
almost
like,
sounded weird
yeah.
coming out of
I was
Dana's
like, yeah,
mouth
dude.
when
I
I
was
heard
like,
it.
wait, John Jones? What? He's coming back this quick? Yeah, I wonder how much they told or they paid him to be like, hey, man, you need to say this.
Like Dana, you have to call the number one pound for pound guy the number one pound for pound guy on video. It's
But
you got to sell the fight.
hey, number one pound for pound guy Jones is apparently in talks to fight your boy Aspinall.
I need that to happen. I will if that fight doesn't happen, I don't think I'll be able to sleep good for the rest of my life.
It's not
I
gonna
need that
happen.
fight. It needs to happen.
Well, that's one of those where like we wanted Ngannou and Jones. We're
Right.
never going to get it.
Right.
Aspinall, I believe they're going to make the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that they're going to pay John Jones a ton of money.
Right.
I don't think that fight
I don't
attracts.
think there's amount of money for Jones to fight Aspinall. To be honest, I
He
mean
said there is.
he's
He said there is. He
Yeah,
said,
he did.
nah,
yeah. He said, I will, as long as they pay me enough money to where I don't
yeah.
have to
He
worry about
said
if I go in and win or lose and it's not going to affect me,
Right.
I still come out on top with the money.
And
yeah.
here's what
He
the
said I
UFC.
want fuck your money, but
Yep.
what
Yeah.
he's gonna say? He's gonna say how much? Like 50 million?
So, well, I
That's
heard
not gonna
30 million.
happen.
I heard 30 million is the figure. But here's why the UFC would get their money out of that investment. You pay John Jones that kind of money and let's say he wins. He's going to retire if he beats Aspinall. There's no shot he fights
Well,
again if he beats
win or
Aspinall.
lose. Win
Yeah,
or
yeah,
lose.
right.
Yeah.
So he if he beats Aspinall, you have your golden boy, he's paid, he rides off into the sunset. If Aspinall wins, well, now you have a guy who you can market as the guy who beat John Jones. So regardless, you're going to pay John Jones $30 million. You're either going to get your Golden Boy's perfect retirement fight, or you have your new star who beat the GOAT. So I think it's worth it all the way around. Dana White has said it is happening, and if John Jones's only stipulation is I want to get paid a lot of money, I mean the UFC has a lot of money, so I think
Yeah.
this fight is going to get made, and I remember a few years ago we were like joking around, me and a couple buddies, and this was like in the middle of Tom Aspinall's like climbing up the rankings. I said. It was like right when John Jones was like getting announced that he was coming back at heavyweight, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, Tom Aspinall.
Yeah,
He's
dude.
beating John Jones when he comes up to heavyweight, and all my friends are laughing. They're like, "Oh, who's this Aspinall guy?" But hey, now it's happening, and now the conversation has switched to a lot of fans are saying that Tom Aspinall is going to beat him. So yeah, this is going to be the biggest fight of my entire fandom. So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even want to think that it won't happen. I need this fight to happen.
I agree. Aspinall will win. He's too fast.
Hmm.
And once he beats Jones, nobody else is taking his belt until he decides he's ready to give it up.
I agree 100%.
Either that or he blows his knee out again.
That was I don't think I've ever been more depressed in my life than after that fight. That made me sick. I was ill. I wanted to puke. It was horrible. But he got that lick back. He got it back against Curtis Blades. So that's always a good thing when you get a chance to redeem yourself. But yeah, so that's gonna be the fight. Tom Aspinall versus
Yeah.
John Jones. Book it 2025. We're watching. We're there.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully it's not
don't
in
think
November.
Jones take it.
He's gonna take it.
He
I
will.
don't think so.
He's gonna take it for
Okay.
30 million. Dude,
We'll see.
I'd fight Josh for $20, bro. You tell me you get somebody $30 million, they're not gonna take it.
He doesn't need money, bro. He has
Hello, John.
shitload of money. Jones
Yeah,
has
but
shitload of money.
well, so we think. But he also hasn't fought in 4 years. Who has paid him
Yeah,
4
but
years?
he invested into like real estate and all that. Like he's set for life. He
Listen, one night, $30 million. It's happening.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
I don't think he's gonna take it. He's not gonna risk
Stop
his
putting this
legacy.
in my head.
He's,
Stop putting
he
this in my
knows.
head.
It's
He knows
happening.
he's gonna lose.
Well, I mean, I also heard that they're saying John Jones's ego won't be able to handle not having this fight. Like he can't have people saying that he would have
He's
lost.
smart. He's smart. He's
I
a
mean,
smart. He's a smart
he's
guy.
made quite a few not smart decisions in his
How old
life.
is he? How old is he?
Jones is 39, ain't he?
37,
Or 37?
I think so. Yeah,
37.
because Aspinall I
So
think is 31.
yeah, he knows. He knows he's in a disadvantage here.
But I mean, you
Yeah.
saw that thing where it's like what DC was what
But we're
30,
not talking about the same guy.
right?
We're talking about the undefeated, undisputed. He's not.
Champion.
He's not gonna risk it.
I said this before the fight and I said it after, and I saw people echoing the sentiment. John Jones, right now, as of December 5th, 2024, is not the undisputed champion because there's a dispute. There's an interim champion. So that's he's not undisputed. What is he undefeated? Yeah. Does you have the technical I'll give him that. He's undefeated. But
He lost to Dominic
now,
Reyes.
hey, I got to watch that one back. I didn't watch it live, but I got to watch that one back, and yeah,
He lost to Reyes.
Yeah, he lost to Reyes.
mhm.
He
Yep.
did.
Oh yeah,
That's why
He
it's
that's
so
did.
why he left.
crazy when
He
you
that was
see
his
like
last fight at 205. He said, "I'm
Yeah,
done."
now imagine with fucking what Aspinall is gonna do to him.
right. Yeah.
He's
He's
gonna
not gonna
toilet
take
him.
the
Yeah,
fight. Mark my words. He's not gonna take the fight. They
they
could
pinned
give him
him.
50 million. He's not gonna take it.
He has to. I think he's taking it, or maybe I'm just saying that to put whatever you're saying out of my head because the thought of that fight not happening makes me incredibly upset. I I need to see it.
I
But
see it's happening. That's the only excitement that there is at heavyweight. There's
right,
after this heavyweight, the division is just done.
yeah, we need Aspinall to inject some life into that.
Yeah,
You also need new guys
I
because
agree.
there's nobody else. Tuivasa had a run where he was doing the shoeies and everybody loved the heavyweights.
What about John Jones? I think this is what's gonna happen. John Jones versus Alex Poatan Pereira.
Not
Would
gonna
not
happen.
mind that one.
Dana said it's not gonna happen.
Now, I should
Watch.
say, would not mind that one after he loses
Watch.
to Aspinall. I think John Jones loses to Aspinall and he can't retire on a loss, so he's going to fight Poatan.
Do we really want to see that?
I mean, I would like to
We
see him get knocked out by
John Jones
Poatan,
I wanna
John
see
Jones is
it.
gonna wrestle him.
right?
Yeah,
He's
we
not
know
gonna let
that.
him get up.
We
He's
all
not
know
letting him
that.
get up.
But
But
what about this happens? What about Poatan goes there and he beats uh Ankalaev? Great wrestler,
oh, that's what we want to see. I've been
great
waiting to see that.
all round game.
He's fighting him
Then
next, right?
then you have a case for the John Jones fight.
Is he fighting him next?
Yeah.
I don't think it's official, but yeah, like no
Uh,
other fight is going to
It's
get
yeah,
made.
unofficially unofficial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it needs to happen.
Mm.
yeah, I
And
agree.
I think Alex is gonna win.
I agree.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. I trust
Leg
me. I
kicks,
watched.
man.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw the fight with
Jiri,
Ankalaev and
Polish
Jan.
power, Polish power.
Jan.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was beating. Yeah, he was getting
that was the
destroyed.
stupidest fight I've ever seen in my life.
N-
The
Now
man,
imagine,
yeah,
now imagine what Poatan is gonna do to him with those leg kicks.
dude. The problem is, like, I wonder how long we have Poatan.
He's
Like,
up there.
Yeah,
how
he's
much
old
Up
too.
there
longer
in
do we
age.
He's
have him?
38.
Did he start 30, 37? He probably turned 38 already, but
Yeah,
how much longer do we have him? He got
yeah, but
started so late, man.
remember, we're talking about the heavier weight classes.
Right.
Yeah,
So the power is the last thing that goes away, and we're
but that
talking about
chin,
Poatan. We're talking about Poatan
but
power.
that chin's been tested and he's been laid out already
185, cutting
Yeah.
at
40
180. Yeah,
pounds.
yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, we
Right
do
now
can hope. Yeah,
he has taken some serious fucking shots. I
yeah.
mean, let's not go that far. I mean, the Roundtree fight,
Mm-hmm.
he took
Yeah.
a lot of punishment and he
Yep.
didn't look, not even once, he didn't look fucking rocked or anything.
Well, he's good at 205. He walks
Yeah.
around at what 1 230, 220.
230,
Yeah,
230.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Now
So
imagine a heavyweight where he doesn't need to cut any fucking weight.
Hmm.
yeah, but I mean, if you were to fight Jones, Jones is already light for the heavyweight division.
Yeah, so they're
He's a
both
natural
light. That's
205
good.
guy.
Yeah.
They're both light. They're about the same. So, and they're about the height. I think they're the same.
You want to give your send off message?
Yes. I want to say to everybody who's watching us first, thank you, and hopefully we're gonna do something good out of this. I have a feeling, and let's just keep going. Number two,
Oh
number
yeah.
two, Jones is never gonna fight Aspinall.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Now you let Josh off.
I'm
Josh
sorry,
can't get to
guys.
sleep for the next week.
I'm sorry, guys. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Hector, it's been
All
a
right, man.
pleasure.
It's a pleasure, man, and see you next week.
Yep. See
Yeah.
you
Hell
then.
yeah. Good,
Abe,
man.
anything to
Good.
finish it off?
I will stand on this hill. Tony Ferguson is still the boogeyman of the 155-pound division. I believe it. He's coming back. He's going to fight. You know what? Why not give him Jorge Masvidal at 170?
That'd be cool. That would be cool.
They're both coming off. Well, Tony's not really coming off retirement, but Masvidal also had that little exhibition boxing. Um, let's do Masvidal, or I can't trust Nick to get healthy in time.
Right.
Um, Masvidal wants to come back. Give Masvidal Tony, and they both retire.
I like it. I like it. We are excited for UFC 310. It has been a great episode. I mean, this flowed better than I could have imagined.
Oh yeah,
I
this was great.
absolutely loved every second of it. It felt so good to talk about MMA on camera again. And I look forward to next week. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.
Oh yeah, see you guys.